Hello, welcome back to another edition of XFeed. Today we streamed a little bit of old school RuneScape. If you're wanting to see that, feel free to check the previous VOD. However, today is going to be crazy. We have like 50 plus tabs as usual, and as I like to highlight, and I never actually show it on stream here, the subscriber count has been going crazy. Most days we're up more than 5 a day, and that's because of you guys. Thank you so much for sharing it every time that I ask. If you do enjoy this video, make sure to give it a thumbs up, but if I don't entertain you in the first little bit here, just, you know, unfollow, unsubscribe, fud a little bit, and hit that dislike button. And if this is your first time tuning in, what's up? My name is Schiller, and this is XFeed talking about Web3 and crypto. The IRS just issued a guidance saying that crypto assets should not be included in 6050I reporting until after final regulations are issued. Okay, what the hell does that mean? I have no idea. This was getting attention yesterday, and this guy had the perfect response saying, "Can you pretend that I'm 5, please?" And Ginger is saying, under the Infrastructure Act that was passed a few years ago, as 1124, anyone who received crypto with a value of $10,000 or more under a vague definition of in the course of trade or business was supposed to file a form with the IRS detailing info on the sender. It is now delayed. So that's a super long way of saying, if you remember the big happening of people freaking out saying, oh my God, if you get 10K in crypto, how am I supposed to figure out how I got it from them, their name and address? We're using dexes, all this stuff. It's just not possible. It sounds like that is delayed. So fantastic news. If you are in the United States, be sure to let your friends know. Say, holy sweet sugar, Say has a ton of FOMO right now. The feeling like you're missing out on some hype, NFT drop, or token sale. Don't get distracted by the noise. Stay focused on building and growing with Say. That's where true long-term winners are made. So I have a friend that has been getting into Say, that is actually launching on Say, and I just got off a call with them, and I'm going to be joining them on a Twitter space to help kind of, I guess, kick things off for them. We'll have them on the stream, and I'm basically just going to berate them, being like, I don't understand Say. This is new. How the hell does all this kind of stuff work? So excited to cover that just a little bit, because I think that's an ecosystem that people haven't really looked at. Could be good, could be purely based off of FOMO. We shall see. Damn, ETH Denver setting up to be the greatest of all time. Do you guys remember when IRL events were great? I feel like the past year it's been absolute dookie because people don't want to spend. The events usually are all based on side events, and not many projects were running them. I think it's going to be interesting to see this year how many events take place, how many side events, how many of these NFT projects in particular are willing to go out and divulge funds in any kind of capacity. I was at the Futurist Blockchain Conference that was in Toronto, and during that they had like a parallel booth, and they kind of showed some things, and they had these other booths, and they were just crammed in there. It was ridiculous. Half the stuff felt like it was kind of more geared towards other people that are building within the space, not necessarily the average consumer. And the events just feel like they're overly crammed and kind of was weird, at least in my experience. For the one and for these other events, they seem to be charging like an arm and a leg for them. So again, interested to see how that flushes out. Again, people highlighting first we got ETH Denver, then we have NFT Paris, where if you happen to have watched the video that I done with Van X segment with Matthew Bartlett, you can check the timeline, scroll back a little bit, and you'll see that. I think that's going to be huge, and I think that they are showcasing their product at there, so excited to see how they do with this. Now, we throw in a little bit of IRL videos. This is Japan. Look at the turmoil. It's like a game. You put your ticket in, you get to see the machine rip it, and boom. The satisfaction is there. Love to see it. Gutter Cat Gang. Guys, listen, is it cool to be Gutter again? Making a splash. Gutter Cat Gang member Pin Wiz swept 10 OG cats, 10 dogs, 3 pigeons, and more. We saw the other day and mentioned how somebody injected $1 million into the Pudgy ecosystem from Pudgies and Lil Pudgies. We're seeing big sales now from Gutter. I think we're going to start seeing a pattern here for these NFTs where volume is really coming back. Now, a little bit of FUD here and there. Anyone know why Cardano is always excluded from annual reports on crypto? I noticed it too. Coinbase completely ignored it in their 2024 crypto market outlook. That's 76 pages without any mention of Cardano. For myself, I mean, I don't know how many other people have gotten into Cardano NFTs. I know they exist, but at least on my timeline, I genuinely don't think I've ever seen it once. Now, that doesn't mean Cardano's not doing some crazy cool things, but still, this is kind of funny. This is influencers jumping from one project to another. That's the tweet caption, and we're jumping like this. And the reason for this is because everybody is looking for the next project, so it is irrelevant. Sure, we're highlighting the influencers doing this, that, and the other thing, but people are out there craving to find that next mint. And Mochaverse was a mint that absolutely exploded a while ago, and recently announcing a partnership with Play Ember, which we talked about the other day. Based off their thing here, 120 plus mil downloads. We talked about it briefly, but Mochaverse really partnering here with some of the biggest names that are out there, because Animocha is involved with everything. So that should be relatively interesting to see how it flushes out. No pun intended. Speaking about Dooky Dash. Yesterday, 3 mil raised, no art previews. Sure, I bought one. Are we really back? I don't know if Bosch is going to come by the live stream today. He did yesterday, and he said, yo, these things are going to 50 plus Sol. It's been crazy, the amount of hype that Crypto Undeads has gotten. If you're wanting to know the backstory of Crypto Undeads and how it seems that they got their attention, be sure to watch the previous XFeed streams as we went over all of it. But I mean, damn, dude. Like, the hype for this stuff is crazy. Another collection that launched on Sol forever ago. Incredible hype. Okay, Bears. We're like a year plus out of that, and it's the exact same price of what Crypto Undeads is. And it goes back to show, okay, these collections, they have insane hype at a point. Can they sustain it? What's the long-term thesis on it? Does it have that ladder that we talked about the other day where, you know, once a project hits a certain mint price, then everybody views it as, oh, if it ever goes this low, then I need to get into it. I love how Crypto Undead said they weren't giving pre-sale spots to alpha groups, and now my timeline is currently filled with them flexing the collab. Hypocrites with a shit team, and yes, of course, I'm salty. I wanted to secure pre-sale for my members and not be lied to. This was the exact same situation that happened with Overworld, where people were saying, oh, you guys said this, and then the mint actually happened like this. So it feels like there is some kind of shady things that have been happening with recent mints. I don't know if I saved it on here, but they did give people that were a part of the pre-sale guaranteed allotment after, because they swept it. We'll get to that in a second, but again, some kind of weird things here. But Crypto Undeads is already hiring, so this is kind of cool to see that they do have the funding from this, and immediately they're going to hire brand lead, ecosystem manager, token economist, and this kind of highlights the aspect of we have these collections that have kind of a baseline vision, and then once they can get the funding for it, then they're able to expand their team and go on. And so that's why I've always been so highly spoken about teams that do have the funding to be able to keep going. Now, Hytopia is something that's gotten a lot of attention. Obviously, this was NFT Worlds, and it looks like these are all the Minecraft servers that are ready to launch in there. Minecraft is a huge game. If they end up getting this amount of people, holy sweet sugar shit. And highlighting again, they do have these GrayBoy NFTs that was supposed to be kind of a part of the DAO of what was going on with NFT Worlds. Obviously, that has shifted into Hytopia. Not really sure, but this guy swept a whole bunch of them. So again, the liquidity is flowing in the NFT marketplace. Travers Big Web3 game that is launching. They have these care packages that I guess they sent out to a couple people. It's interesting to kind of look and say, okay, like this is, I guess, the equivalent of if you got like a Diablo collector's edition or World of Warcraft collector's edition, what these kind of things is. So we got plushies, we have hats, just re-highlighting the plushies there. I think this is a mouse pad and some other aspects of it. So again, in your mind, obviously they're just kind of highlighting this, but what do you think that you would spend for this? And as you're thinking about that, we can find out the actual price for it. We go shop now, $392 Canadian. So when you were thinking of the number that you'd be willing to pay for that, would it have been $392 Canadian? This is also kind of hilarious. Whenever there's a new collection out there, or whenever you join a new community, you might have experienced it. If you haven't, basically it looks like this, where you talk about a collection, you highlight things, and then damn, all your notifications are everyone with a profile photo of that, re-highlighting, I guess, the importance of community, or that everybody's paying attention to the craziness that goes on out there. Okay, Rumble Kongs. If you don't know this collection, it's kind of older here. Empowering gamers, hoopers, and basketball fans with digital asset ownership. Back when things were kind of going crazy in terms of like Cool Cats, Gutter Cats, Bored Ape Yacht Club, all of that stuff, Rumble Kongs came out and they are doing kind of a league. And so I don't know necessarily what this video is. We'll play it right quick here. But, you know, when NBA Top Shot really got up there, people were like, hey, how do we kind of capitalize on this? Because there is such a huge basketball marketplace out there. Now, is that why Rumble Kongs went the direction of doing basketball? No, not necessarily. But I'm just highlighting that this was kind of around the same time frame. And obviously, they're still working on stuff. It feels like it's gone like a little bit quiet in terms of like the circles that I see and people talking about it. But curious, again, what Rumble Kongs does come up with as they continue to try to stay in the limelight of the NFT space. Big Yuga news that you might have missed is that Machi got approved for this AIP 304, and basically it's supposed to be $11 million worth of ape to inject into the Yuga ecosystem from buying Yuga assets along with other notable NFTs. And so people talk about, hey, are these collections ever going to sweep their own floors? Yada, yada, yada. So this got approved. However, the funding for it has not gone through. I don't know the backstory in terms of if somebody gets approved, how long it takes. But again, 11 million, I mean, I wouldn't be shocked if they're like, hold on a minute there, pal, right? So again, 3 months ago, hasn't happened yet. We'll see what comes of it. Now, Apple, Disney Plus joins forces with Apple to beam 3D movies into your home using the Vision Pro. This is the recent hyped up thing that is going on within technology here. And it's been relatively quiet in terms of the marketing for that, which somebody highlights here in a second, but this person tried it, from Alex. Okay, I tried out Apple Vision Pro today. It does a pretty amazing job at immersing you in whatever you are doing. Watching a Star Wars movie on Tatooine is very much a vibe. Spatial photos and videos could make this a must-have for parents. It really is incredible. So again, rather bullish sentiment for that, and excited to try that if I end up buying one. I don't know if I've really put much thought into that. But some crazy news from Apple is that there's been this back and forth with their like 30% monopoly on charges. So for example, if you're watching on Twitch right now and you're like, hey, I want to subscribe to the Schiller, and you'll go into paying for it, it's actually more expensive if you're on your phone versus if you were on desktop, specifically using Apple, because they have that 30% charge. So I guess like Twitch just makes the price higher on that to not lose their cut of it. However, Apple now allows purchasing from third-party sites on iOS apps, but this is the new mandatory screen after you click to visit the third party. Hard to believe many people will finish the purchase. It says you're about to leave the app and go to an external website. Apple is not responsible for the privacy or security of purchases made on the web. So it's kind of this thing where it kind of nudges people away, being like, you know what I mean? This is dangerous, when really it's not, but they're just trying to keep the traffic on their sites. To state the obvious, the Vision Pro rollout is very, very strange. No event pre-shipping, multiple staged press demos. Timing seems driven by next earnings release as much as anything. Doesn't feel like a full-hearted product launch, more like a let's just get it out here. So food for thought. Do you think that that's an accurate statement for this? I mean, I don't know. I haven't seen a whole lot of it other than everybody in Futureverse screaming about it every single day. And speaking about Futureverse here, here's a clip from Shara. Hold on, how does this work?
Time for our Beyond.
We're not going to watch this whole thing because it's like 15 minutes here. But this is Shara on CoinDesk. If I can get this to play. Why is this not working? Holy smokes.
Talk about everything outside of the Bitcoin universe, but
bro, this is impossible to play. All right, we're just not going to play it. That's cool. All right, wag me, brother. Wag me. So today, this is from yesterday, but today, Nifty Island is having their big kind of open beta, and they're launching a play to airdrop. Keeping you secure during the rollout is our top priority. We partnered with Vulcan, Delegate.cash, WalletGuard, and Sequence to keep you safe. This is crazy because how many people are a part of this that's in the security mantra, which if you were going to give a grade to a project or a launch of some sort about, do I feel safe connecting my wallet? What are the, like, is the team aware of this, realizing the risks that are involved with Web3 and not having everybody YOLO? This is like, I feel like they get a like AAA+. That's insane that they have this kind of on day one. Together with Vulcan Authority, we've pioneered a new way to connect your wallet to Nifty Island. If you have associated wallet addresses with Vulcan or Premint at any time in the past, you can reuse these permissions by signing into your Discord account with ever opening your wallet. Delegate.cash is the best place to allow access to cold storage wallets via a hot wallet while connecting to dApps. Delegate your cold wallets to a hot wallet and seamlessly onboard while maximizing your play to airdrop rewards. Many Nifty Island links will be shared on X over the coming days, and the WalletGuard Chrome extension is the best way to ensure the links you are clicking are real. This is a great point. You'll probably see a lot being talked about for Nifty Island. They have a lot of partners. It's probably going to get a lot of social traction out there, which anything that gets a lot of social attraction, immediately people switch on those fake accounts, pay Elon to get all over your feed and try to trick you, add in the comments, etc., etc. So WalletGuard, or just being extra careful and making sure that you are on the correct site. Again, as a reminder, if you go to a page and they have a lot of followers, make sure that they have a certain amount of people that you are mutually following, because then you know that it's likely the real account. There's other ones that can spoof, have a bunch of followers, but then if you know that there's no followers you have, it could be a little bit of a scam. In my life, I've learned that consistency is key. It's at that moment you're about to abandon what you're doing that you should continue, because if you don't, you will always fail. And so now we're here for day, like, I don't know what, almost 20 of XFeed. Hell yeah. Okay, we can go back, watch some other XFeed videos, and at the same time, you'd see this headline like a week ago. Breaking Soul reclaims $100. Think of the newbies that are getting into the space. Volatility is real. The price of a week ago is not the price of tomorrow. Wished I bought a pudgy penguin when I was 13 years old instead of going to high school. I'm sorry. What? Conviction. Bought at 1.55 ETH that I made through hustling the space at 13 years old. Proud owner of Pudgy Penguin 8728. All right. Yeah. Okay, dude. That's crazy. The world is evolving. And I've seen some people talk about how that older individuals don't realize the opportunity that younger people do and the amount that they're making off of TikTok, etc. And then you see headlines like this and you're like, okay, they're here in NFTs too. Crazy to think I ordered a Ledger Stacks more than a year ago. I've held a demo unit in my hand. What are y'all doing over there? So Ledger launched the Stacks, which is like supposed to be like a pin pad type deal for a hot wallet. It was all the rage. They had these big promotional things around it, and I guess it's never delivered. I don't know why. The theme of the day that I want you to think about is art. It's been back and forth where people have said, oh my God, we're awake now. Sorry, I didn't realize how loud that was. Holy sweet shit. But we're seeing this now all over the timeline where people are, oh my God, go check out the art. Here's the artist story. This is good. I'm vibing with it. And just the notion kind of goes on and on. But we're back into people being obsessed over art, where at a point, not that long ago, people were clamoring for utility and wanting mainly that aspect of things. So it's weird that as soon as we go into kind of this bullish aspect, we're back and talking about the art again. $56 in gas to bridge $20 of ETH from mainnet to Manta L2. Yes, I mean, I don't know what is going to happen with Ethereum in this bull run. I think there's going to be a lot of people that are like legit stuck where they can't move anything because gas prices are going to be so high. People forget the damage that the previous bull run was when ETH was ripping and how expensive all of it was. Hopefully there's extra tools, these side protocols, yada, yada. But man, oh man, ETH is going to be hella interesting to watch here. Just pay for YouTube Premium. We should reward YouTube for doing subscriptions right. You pay, they don't serve you ads, and creators get a better cut. Everyone wins. This is actually kind of the alpha, to be honest. I have YouTube Premium. I think it's way better than almost everything, and you don't get any ads, where apparently for Netflix now, if you pay for it, then you have to see ads unless you pay for the more expensive of Netflix. What the frick? Okay, Guild of Guardians. This has been a majorly hyped up thing. It's supposed to be the flagship game for Immutable, and they had their playtest and it went really well. So much so that two super rare heroes that are one of ones, they don't have anything other than the aesthetics for them. And I remember I almost bought one of these a while ago. I feel like the price was much higher than they are right now. But shot up by 500%. Total of 29 ETH. Sheesh. And so GOG token is associated with this. Again, knowing that this is getting out there and starting goes back to my point that I've been screaming about since we started 2024. Everybody is launching their stuff this year, so get ready to see some fireworks, which holy sweet pearl. A year and 8 months later, from 46 ETH to 7.5, people were FOMOing over apes and everything not that long ago, going for those special traits. Things have come down a hell of a lot. Do they come back? Potentially. The first marketplace that supports ordinals, Solana, Polygon, and ETH NFTs is the one that will go mainstream. All others are just noise for now. I kind of agree with this because for myself, I mean, I haven't downloaded a wallet to figure out ordinals for say. I haven't done that either. Solana and Polygon are relatively easy. Solana, obviously, you have the Phantom wallet. I don't think MetaMask has the integration for it, but I would argue with this, the marketplace wallet that is super interoperable, there's going to be one that comes out there and causing a storm. It could be one that ends up having an airdrop. It could be one that not, but really I don't even think it's about having like those airdrop potentials, right? Like people got into MetaMask because it was simple and easy. And for these things, if there is some kind of technological advancement that these tools are created in these marketplace adds the support for this, it's going to be pretty game changing in my opinion. From virtual bacon, as we step into early 2024, the airdrop scene is shifting. Ooh. Forget the past hype. It's time to explore fresh airdrop opportunities and new ecosystems. All right, so he's highlighting that Linea build backed by Consistence, this layer 2 powerhouse with 157 mil locked in, is redefining airdrops on its mainnet. Now, okay, so this Linea thing has 157 mil locked. Blast with Blur has 1 billion locked. How many of these other chains have crazy amounts of liquidity that is locked in them? When that liquidity gets released and we're in this bullish trend, it's going to be crazy. Don't miss their DeFi Voyage program for a shot at valuable drops. For ZK Sync with 600 million total value. All right, so we're getting closer to 1 billion, like Blur. So we're up to 2 billion locked in these chains. A no token ZK Sync offers a unique airdrop chance. Bridge with TX Sync and the GVT project for exclusive rewards. Layer 0 Labs. I saw a lot of people talking about how if you burned your assets, it was like the planets, the POW, and some of the other stuff, you were eligible or like it added to your layer 0. So if you happen to be in the Pixel Vault ecosystem, this might be relevant. A strong interoperability protocol hinting at a native token drop in 2024. Use Stargate Finance for bridging and staking to potentially secure your spot. Wormhole Crypto, a major Solana bridge project with significant funding. Utilize their portal token bridge to enhance your airdrop chances in this high tier project. Scroll ZKP, a layer 2 solution for Ethereum, offering an edge with its EVM compatibility. Engage with its bridge as it transitions to user-focused incentive. So some of those things, it sounded like, okay, those airdrops are legitimately going to happen, and other ones sounded like, it's kind of hinted at, but we'll see. And again, if you want to check that out, it's Virtual Bacon OX on Twitter, but notice that it's a 0, not an O. So keep that in mind if you're wanting to check that out. This is crazy. We talked off the rip of the show regarding IRL events. And here's an update. They have been banned from Solana Toronto. Wait, who is they? Solana Vancouver and other Solana meetups. I'm still very yucked out, but blessed by the support around me. To establish a safer community, we're introducing a code of conduct to Solana. Huh? And so when you go down here, Amy's breaking this down, saying there is a man who attends all blockchain events in Toronto and has worked as a professional for 10 plus years who makes me very uncomfortable at meetups. And I am feeling increasingly uncomfortable and dreading these meetups due to his advances and verbal treatment. So obviously there's some lunatic that's bothering her. And this is awesome to see the response from these different events. And honestly, I think this is one of the first times that I've seen something of this nature happen. I think NFT NYC and some of the other events have been really good. So again, hoping that Amy doesn't have to deal with this, but geez, man, we do not want the creeps out here. So I made a post saying that I was going to do an old school RuneScape stream today, and I did. If you want to go check out the previous live stream earlier this morning, you might have been there. Thanks for tuning in again. But Shrine's saying you should check out Cambria. This is a game that is apparently building a RuneScape-inspired game with on-chain stakes. Season 1 opens in Q1 2024. Now, when you look at this, does this give RuneScape vibes? I mean, okay, so for like the hit points type deal, kind of, that looks like it. But I mean, for the, like the game is not in like this 3D model mode. It's in this 2D. So, I mean, listen, we're going for, this should say building a RuneScape classic inspired game. But almost 10,000 followers on there. These art things look pretty good. And they're building on base, which is another interesting facet that I didn't know until this moment in time. New Jupiter Exchange Builder reminds token enthusiasts that mock Jupiter is just a test token. Says that any F&D holding mock J should be ready to ride it to 0 or STFU. So this is, I'm not really sure what the hell is going on, but I guess they're launching a token, like an exchange is launching a token that's going to be a test token that people are saying is going to be like a shit coin. Like, I mean, if Uniswap dropped a token that was a test token, would people end up mooning that? I mean, probably. So we'll see. This is a quick little video here from Parallel. They're getting up there, and they're kind of good little graphics here. Bum, 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 bum. Bum, 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 bum. And finally, I want to leave you with one of the craziest clips that I've heard. This is a very old basketball game, and the partners beef with each other. They start fighting live on air. So close your eyes and listen.
Threes coming from all over the place, and then everything that could go wrong, you know, foul, ball goes in, N1, stops the clock, turnover, missed free throws when you got fouled of it. It was crazy.
Could I make one point?
Sure can.
I just want to say that earlier, you had a very patronizing tone towards me. I fully understand what a slip screen is. I've been doing the NBA for 18 years, but the way you presented it initially was gobbledygook. So, like the audience, I wanted you to come back and explain yourself. And you then just took a firing line on me, and it was uncalled for.
I don't think so.
That's exactly what happened.
You are overly sensitive to that.
I am not.
Did you have a bad day today?
Second game of a back-to-back.
The ride back from
very
Philly,
tough.
did it like disturb you last night?
That was 2 hours with you. which is probably the reason why I've had enough tonight. Time out.
That is a crazy way to end it. They're talking about bad days. Hopefully your day is going amazing. And yeah, I guess we'll be back tomorrow. Again, if you're wanting to see any more of these X feed live streams, go check out the live tab on YouTube or on X within the media tab. Or if you happen to be watching on Twitch, just go flick over to the videos. I want to thank you guys for tuning in, and we will be back tomorrow. Much love. Peace, peace.